You're gonna be okay. Love the smell of this candle. Tranquil, eucalyptus, sage, rosemary. It's a coconut wax blend, and it's giving me life. Okay. Hi, Leo. This is Wish the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den, where we're keeping things warm and we're keeping things cozy. Today we have a reading for you for, let me see, May 15th to the 21st. You have a new moon in Taurus coming up on the 19th, I believe, or somewhere around there, depending on where you're at in the world. So look that up if you want to work with the moon and its manifestation magic, because new moons are great for that. We're going to jump right into it, as always, Leo. So drop into your heart space. Let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. So really make sure that you're anchoring yourself deep into your heart space for this. I connected with my guides beforehand. I wanted to, once again, want to thank Archangel Michael for offering me the light of protection, for keeping me safe, for keeping me grounded, for being a guiding light in this reading for me. Thank you, angels, for connecting me with the Leo energy, sun, moon, rising, or anyone who feels called to listen to the Leo collective message. We're just gonna jump right in here and pull some tarot. Leo. They're showing me how, like, to spread out the cards, which is interesting. So, like, usually I get messages that are, like, pertaining to the message, but I'm hearing just, like, not putting the cards in order as they're getting shuffled out. I just heard, like, break out. I don't know if you're breaking out onto the scene or what's going on, so... yeah, I'm just putting these cards in, like, the order because they're showing me, like, cards getting put all over the place, so I'm just doing them all randomly now. Okay, so, perhaps you're just, like, bursting out of the scene. You're coming out onto the scene. I feel like you're doing whatever it takes, or I'm hearing you're doing whatever is necessary. Let me, like, scooch back a little bit. I feel like my head's all up in the camera, and I feel like I need space to breathe. Okay. Can you still see me? I still see you. Okay, we're good. Alright, so you have Four of Wands. I love seeing the Four of Wands because that to me is like a dance. Like, it's like a very celebratory card. This is a card of celebration. I just heard it's time to dance. It's time to be seen, I heard. I don't know. For some of you, Leo, I want to say go back and look at your other readings because I can't help but think that you've been getting the same message for weeks, and you're the only sign that I've been noticing has been getting the same messages of, like, share your gift, show your gift, whatever the case may be. I do feel like you are stepping it up. I feel like this week you are stepping it up. You are kind of entering the scene, and I don't know why I'm getting, like, major Disney vibes from this because I keep, like, I don't know why I'm feeling, like, really musical with this pile. Maybe you're somebody who loves music or you endure just having, like, little dance parties with yourself or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I just heard, like, a Mulan song pop up in my head, too. I don't even remember the lyrics anymore. Like, it's out. It's gone. I don't even know where it went. But you're just, I don't know. You're celebrating things now. You're celebrating things, and it's like an accomplishment to go out there and be seen. So even if you don't feel that sense of accomplishment from it, know that just the act of putting yourself out there, if you're doing that for the first time, if you're doing that, especially with something that you've been afraid to do for a while or something that you finally were able to do, like something that you haven't done yet, and, you know, showing that to the world and bringing that to the light in itself is a magnificent thing. I just heard that, like, maybe you're just toying with something. You're toying with the start of something, with an idea. Maybe you're not going full speed ahead on it, but maybe you're just dabbling, like, your toes in the water a little bit, and you're trying it to see, you know, like, or maybe, like, for example, if you're somebody who wants to write a novel, and maybe you're just, like, shoving blog posts out or something, you're writing, like, a blog post a month or something, that is, like, almost toying with the idea of writing, for example, or, like, you're just doing something a little bit fun, a little bit extra. It's not quite going all in on a project yet. Either way, whatever camp you're in, whether you're going all in on a project or whether you're just kind of trying something new to see how it works out, Spirit is celebrating and dancing because you're doing what it is that you want to do. And Spirit loves that you're following those inklings, they're following those curiosities because you're experiencing, like you're learning, you're experiencing on this life plane, you're doing what you came here to do. Ten of Pentacles here, it's like enjoying the company of others here. Ten of Pentacles is building something that lasts a lifetime. So if you do have hopes of this kind of turning into something more, Ten of Pentacles is a really good thing to see. Especially in this card, it is creating a legacy. It's creating generations of wealth. So this is something that could bring you a lot of money. If you're doing some type of side gig or like some type of passion or something, I do feel for some of you that this is something that will actually last the span of your life should you want it to. Or even if it's just a hobby, or like you're having like a good, I just heard it's a good spread. It's a good spread. Yes, it is a good spread. I'm looking at it right now. I see it. But it's just interesting to me because like it's almost like you're like collecting your achievements. Like I see Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. This is like a longer, this card seems to span a really long time in this reading. Like I really do feel like this is a decent chunk of your life. You can be like achieving things, or like even if I'm talking to somebody who feels close to the end of their life, I do feel like you're just somebody who has been collecting achievements or somebody who will start collecting achievements. You don't have to be a specific age to encounter this abundance. It's just a card of feeling abundant. Okay, we have the Chariot here, so you are basically like the wielder of your own destiny. Like you are in a super powerful position. Because you're recognizing your strength, you're recognizing that you are leading the way. And this, to me, for whatever reason, is so there's always like that feeling with the Chariot. The traditional meaning of the Chariot is guiding one's own path and understanding that they steer your own destiny. I always get subtle implications when these cards come out in readings. For whatever reason for you, I really do feel like you are somebody who is recently claiming that truth. Somebody who hasn't felt like they've been in control all their lives, and somebody who has either just now recently or within the last few years or so have really come into your power and kind of designated I just heard something like designated a space. So like if you felt completely out of control, or like you felt that other people were controlling you your whole life, or I don't know what the deal is because it's coming through a little bit strange, this reading, but it really does feel like this is something where you are recognizing, you are setting the intention that everything in this sector of my life is a choice that I will make. And I'm not going to let anyone make these choices for me in this particular part of my life. And that could be your whole life. I don't know. It could be in like every area of your life where you refuse to let anyone influence it. And that's fine. That's great. But I feel like for some of you, this is like a specific sector. Like if you're somebody who has felt like perhaps you've been working for other people and now you're opening your own business and you're like very clear in that I am going to make all of the decisions here. Everything that I feel resonates with me, this is something I'm going to do. That's the kind of energy I'm getting with this. You also have Temperance card. The Temperance here in this deck talks to me about, first of all, patience. Patience from the traditional tarot. So whatever this is that you're trying to curate, what are they saying? They just said a word and I don't know what they said. Fascinating. Okay, so I don't think I've ever, so they're saying amoxicillin. That's why I was like, wait, stop. Moxie or like moxicillin. They said moxie. That's why I was like, what? So for me, amoxicillin, I don't know if you guys are like familiar with medications. So that's something that I actually need to use with my ferrets at one point. When she was sick, it was one of her medicines. And essentially, it was just a lot of patience. For 2 weeks, we were giving her amoxicillin. So the symbol for me with that meaning, because like they have to communicate with me with things that I know in order for me to understand what it means. And the thing was, it's like it was part of like a blockage protocol. So when my ferret swallowed something, Near actually ingests a lot of hair. So when she ingests a lot of that hair and there starts to be a blockage, we do have to, it's definitely a whole lot. It's a whole procedure. There's like major preventative stuff that I've been having to take recently, and she's all better now, so thank goodness. But amoxicillin was one of the things that I've had to give her like throughout her treatment, and it's one of those things where like and particularly the symbol for you, like temperance is the card of like patience, like I said. So basically, it's almost like you're not going to know how things turn out until the very end. You're not going to, I wouldn't say till the end, but until things are achieved or until you receive the result that you want. So it's almost like things might get slowly better. Like you might be inching towards your outcome every single day. You might be seeing evidence of that outcome every single day. It's almost like watching a faucet drip. That's the kind of patience that you'll need to cultivate in order to get that outcome. You're going to need a lot of strength with it too. So what I love about this card is that she is at peace with the dragon. And sometimes this card isn't talking about the brute strength required for a human to take down a dragon or a dragon to take down a human. This is the kind of strength that comes from within. This is that vulnerability coming out. This is laying down the trust for others. The kind of strength that is required from within, where you lay down your defenses, you allow yourself to be vulnerable in front of another party, and you really let them in. You're really trusting that they will do their part, and basically hoping for the best, that you're not going to be stepped on. So I do feel like, whatever the case may be, you're taking a leap of faith with the universe. The universe is encouraging you and going like, yay, when you're taking this leap of faith. And you're showing an immense amount of strength this week by allowing spirit to kind of, like, it's almost like you are taking the wheel in your life with a chariot, like you are directing it, but you are allowing spirit to let everything else fall into place. You are like hoping and praying and letting spirit guide you to where like opportunities are coming in. Like you want to make sure you're on the ball and accepting them. Like you're really showing a lot of strength by I just feel like this is the trusting process, being patient and allowing spirit to kind of take the wheel on that. You have overwhelm and plenty with one of your main cards. This was actually a collective message too. It was quite literally called overwhelm and plenty, and it actually had like, I think I put like a little bee emoji on it. I went for the intuitive message. I don't think there was any particular reason for it, but I do feel like that you're experiencing that abundance. It doesn't necessarily, because I know a lot of times when we think of abundance, the first thing we think of is money. That's what I think of. The first thing I think of is money. But it's the feeling that comes with having an abundance of things, having a lot of things. It's not even like a lot of things. You can be a minimalist and still feel abundant. It's just a matter of like, oh, I feel like there's a lot of love in my life. I feel like there's a lot of beauty in my life. I feel like there's so many enriching experiences in my life. That in itself is abundance. That's the feeling of abundance. And then money is only like a secondary thing. So it is a tool that you can use to receive more experiences that could make you feel abundant. But there are so many things that we have in our lives that help us feel abundant. And embracing that energy of abundance and overflow, that's kind of where you're at right now. The odds have been stacked against you in the past. I'm hearing from Spirit specifically, the odds have been stacked. And you're still making it through. You're still pushed through, and you're still making it on top. So you may even feel some of those obstacles come up this week, but I feel like I just heard don't let them crush you, because you haven't let them crush you in the past. Why now when you're starting to succeed? Why now when you're finally putting yourself out there? I don't know. Like, you know, let's not give those obstacles that kind of power over you, because you're already rolling with it. Like you're already well on your way to receiving way more cherished memories than you know, I'm not even way more than something. I'm not even like trying to compare. Then if you didn't trust, maybe that's kind of what I'm getting at, is you are receiving more than you would have had you not trusted the universe. So Spirit wants to commend you on that. Let's see. I'm kind of doing like a little bit of shuffle from both decks, and then we're going to see any extra messages that come out for you, Leo. Oh, so you have Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. And at the same time, as a companion card, we have Trust Your Vibes. Thank you, angels. Today I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. So listening to your body when you need rest is going to be very important this week. Rest and renewal. I always get Garden of Venus whenever I need to take a step back and whenever I need to breathe. When I feel like I've really been pushing myself, really just allowing myself to feel beautiful as well. Really embracing that Venus energy. You don't have to be like carry a lot of feminine energy to do this. You don't have to be female to do this, okay? And both all genders even carry masculine and feminine energy. So really just leaning into that feminine energy and really, we're like, this is kind of heavy feminine energy right now. Is like, it's almost like I'm hearing the words take control of your body. So if you've really felt the need to treat it well, like by working out, or even if you've been overworking your body and you feel the need to kind of, again, wrap yourself in a blanket. I say again because I've said this in other readings before, so not again for you, but again in general, if you're not new to this channel, wrapping yourself up in a blanket, curling up by a windowsill with a book or some tea or hot chocolate or whatever it is that you do. Whatever you need to do to rest, even if it's just staring blankly at a wall or looking out your window and just doing nothing, that's totally acceptable. We need a brain break sometimes if life is incredibly stressful or things are just out of control. But you really need to trust your vibes with this. You really need to determine, like, sit with your intuition and really determine what is it that my soul is craving right now, what is it that my body needs, and then give it to yourself. Because that is relying on your intuition to help feed you what you need. Because sometimes we don't quite feed our bodies the things that they need. Like if we're putting ourselves in front of the TV, some people, that's actually a replenishing activity. For other people, they might stare like a zombie at the TV and still be very wired, and that might not fully resonate with them. Sometimes, like, people might be like, okay, well, I need to read a specific genre of book to wind myself down. Or, oh, maybe what's calming me down is reading my guilty pleasure webtoons or something, because I do that. Or it's like, oh, maybe I'm just going to go take a walk and like a serene nature or like a very nice place. Or maybe I'm just going to pace my room and listen to music. Whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you feel called to do is what y'all got to do. Also, you have Crown Games, right use of power. You have count your blessings. Thank you, universe and angels, for the blessings in my life. So actually, Spirit is coming back to me to, they're looping back to this because I was going to say something about abundance and taking into consideration the things that you already have that you are abundant for. And taking note of them is going to help attract more abundance to you. That's like the law of attraction deal. But that specifically is a message that's coming through with that card, and it's because it's coming up second, like, you know, right after I said, like, I'm just going to move on, because there's only so much that I could say about each card before I'm like, okay, we got to get to the other cards. But this is kind of like a confirmation for me that this was something that should have been said. So Spirit has spoken. I'm sorry that I skipped it, but Spirit will definitely make sure you get everything that you were meant to hear today. So counting your blessings, quite literally just sitting there and thinking about all of the ways in which you are abundant now, because that's going to help attract other things to you. When paired with the Crown Games, right use of power, so you have the Chariot at the head of your reading. This tells me that you know you're a powerful individual, you know you were strong, you know you've been through it, and you know you made it out on top, right? So you know that you can manifest greater things for yourself. So the Spirit's saying, make it clear that they have, okay. So Spirit is telling me to make sure that it's made clear your relationship with your fears. Really, if you're afraid to that you're going to manifest your fears, I really do encourage you to study law of attraction, because just thinking something and fearing that it's going to come true is not the way the law of manifestation or the law of attraction or anything like that works. You really have to put your heart and soul and feeling behind it. Love is way more powerful than fear ever will be. Even if it's overwhelming fear that gives you nightmares and feeds you night terrors, love will always be more powerful. First of all. Second of all, I will have to say that fears can be very powerful if we let them dictate our life. So if you have any fears present, know that you know your power. If you lend that attention or the power to, like, I want to be careful how I word this, because I don't want it to seem like there's a good versus evil battle, because I'm totally not on that ship, and it's okay if you are, that's fine. There's something here where, like, there's always a choice to look at the light or to look at the dark. There's always, like, a duality present in life, and I feel like, especially with the Chariot, like, because of, like, the black dragon and the white dragon, we see that there is duality in this picture. We have two different kinds of dragons that the person is wielding. So you are very aware that there are great parts of a situation that can benefit you, But there are also some things rising up from within you that might not feel very good, and things that you might have to work out with your shadow self that aren't necessarily bad. You can incorporate them and integrate them into your whole being. But there are things that just aren't going to feel very good because we still have to navigate the physical world while we handle like our spiritual journeys and all of that. We still have rules and regulations to work around. We have other people we work with in this life. We have things like technical difficulties and snowstorms and all kinds of other things that are unpredictable, but they are necessary for our soul growth. It's just necessary to have them here so that we can experience life in its fullest, and that is like, you know, the good parts and the parts that don't feel too great. But they have to be there in order for us to treasure the positives and to actually be grateful for things. Because if life were all rainbows and roses, then we wouldn't really have anything to be grateful for, because it's just all amazing and we have nothing to compare it to, right? So with Crown Games, the right use of power, and I always find this card tricky to say, which is why I preface the message with that particular dialogue or with that particular bit. And the reason being because you recognize you have all of this power, so use it well. Don't turn your energy to things that you know aren't going to serve you. If anything pops up this week that is disturbing your inner peace, if there's anything that pops up this week that you have already dealt with, that you've put behind you, that's trying to resurface from the past, that you just don't want to deal with anymore, don't give it the time of day. Like, it's necessary to move on from those things. It's necessary to move on with your whole being, okay? Because this is an important time for you. Like, you are changing. So make sure that you are wielding your power to work with you, because we can wield our power to work against us. So make sure that you are wielding your own power to work with you and also to assist others. Think about how I can serve others this week. Okay, you have Change and Transition by Archangel Azrael. Thank you, Azrael, for leading me safely through this change. You are evolving and you are changing at this time, so allow that change to take place. I hear that it's a slippery slope. So for some of you, it might feel like it's out of control, but you have a God-given talent for adaptability. Spirit is saying just straight, loud, and clear that you are adaptable and you're flexible. You've had to be. I don't know if it's just you've grown up that way or you've been given a lot of life lessons recently, but Spirit, for whatever reason, is coming through sorry, I'm speaking so fast, I'm tripping over my words. They're coming through so fast, so strong, and so confidently, and that you have had to learn the skill of adaptability. Use that during this change, okay? Because this is a change that you can undergo. Some of you may be frightened, some of you aren't. I'm just getting the word frightened. So if you are frightened, Spirit is saying, don't be. And even if you are, settle with the energy of peace, because this change that's taking place is going to be very important for your energetic vibration. You have 775 for your angel numbers to close out your reading, and I'm pulling from Kyle Gray. Let's see what we have today. The direction of angels are surrounding you at this time to help you make sense of the way ahead. They are waiting for you to be focused so that they can take you forward. Get focused and be open to guidance. One more time, the direction angels are surrounding you at this time to help you make sense of the way ahead. They are waiting for you to be focused so that they can take you forward. Get focused and be open to guidance. I'm going to let that be a message in itself. That's kind of like your next step forward, okay, Leo? But thank you so much. That was your reading. Thank you so much to your guides, actually. I always want to make sure that I thank the energies for helping me channel. So spirit guides, angels, anybody else you've called in, thank you for helping me channel. If you appreciate this video in any way, if you like my vibe, if you think I'm cool, if you like my style, go ahead, like and subscribe, all the things. Maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated with you. I do post often on this channel, so keep an eye out for all of the updates so you don't miss anything. Also, I'm launching a Patreon very soon. I'm still working out the kinks in that, but that will be launched very soon. And yeah, stay tuned. Love you, love you. Hope you have the best week, Leo, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, let me get out of this chair. I feel so old. Hang on. I'm coming.